Pride has come to Canada. The celebrations are underway in the city of Toronto. An interesting twist, though, we want to tell you about. A group that's focused on helping Canadians with issues of sexual orientation has put up a gay pride flag in Toronto's Village that's actually powered to a certain extent by Twitter. Here's a shot of it. And here's how it works. The flag rises in response to positive tweets that are received at it, and it lowers when it detects anti-gay comments. Joining us to talk a little bit more about this, Bryn Hendricks, a member who sits on the board for Toronto Parents, Families, and Friends of Lesbians and Gays, or PFLAG as it's known as. Good to talk to you again, Bryn. Let's talk about this flag. Absolutely. Describe how it works.
It's a very cool invention, actually. I mean, it's sort of state-of-the-art in terms of that type of technology. So it measures tweets all around the world. So it's not just local, but it looks at the positive and the negative, just the tones of things, and then the actual words that are used. It measures them, and sometimes it can be a little bit tricky in terms of looking at. They have to look at the words used before and the words that are used after. But they've come up with a pretty good system where they're measuring the positive and the negative things that are said, and the flag will rise if there's a lot of positive things that are said, and as more negative things are said, unfortunately, the flag does lower. But we've tested it. We've tried tweeting right out in front of the flag, and sure enough, when you get a couple people out there doing it, it raises back up again. So it's a very cool and unique invention.
We see the hashtag there, raise the flag. Talk to me about what we're learning from attitudes here in terms of how often it's going up and how often it's coming down.
I mean, I would say that there's, from what I've noticed, I'm seeing it about half and half. It's unfortunate that in 2014 we are still seeing the flag lower, so to speak, because it's indicative of what's going on around the world. I mean, here in Toronto, I think you're seeing a lot of positive comments that are made, and that's making the flag rise, particularly as World Pride approaches. And there's a lot of people here who are very enthusiastic about LGBTQ issues. But when you start looking around the world, you go to places like Russia, and I mean, it really actually don't even have to go that far. I mean, even here within Canada, there's still a number of incidents of discrimination that would lower it. I think it's about 50-50 from what I'm gathering, though, but we'll work on raising that, particularly this weekend.
Right. Raise the Pride is the hashtag, and the website is raisethepride.ca, correct?
It is, raisethepride.ca, yeah.
How do you think, before you mentioned Canada, and of course we've got gay marriage in this country for many, many years, as you're aware of. We see sort of this battle being fought state by state in the United States, and we're closing in now on 20 states in the U.S. When it comes to things like discrimination within Canada, I guess, you have one situation in urban centers like Toronto or Vancouver, where you're from originally, Montreal, where I'm from, but very different situation outside of some of those areas.
Certainly. I mean, in fact, you actually don't even have to go that far. And if I dare say, I mean, we've had different political leaders at perhaps the municipal level who have taken a little bit longer to become a bit more comfortable with some of these issues. So, it's unfortunate. You don't have to go to Northern Ontario or to some of these northern places that are more remote in order to experience that. But certainly, I mean, it's more prevalent in those areas. And I think, we sometimes forget that when we have things very easily here in Canada, that there are still issues that need to be overcome. Mm-hmm. Just the other day, I was walking up Jarvis Street, just by the village here, and somebody yelled out a car window and made a slur, and I thought, it's sad that in 2014 that somewhere along the line that they have come to that mindset that that's an acceptable thing to say, because you wouldn't say a racist comment like that and think that might be acceptable in the way that, but it's still happening here on Jarvis Street. So,
Bryn Hendricks, thanks so much for your time, sir. Great to talk to you again. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Take care.
Pride.